teachers. My name is Jacqueline Lucy, and I'm so happy to have you again for our lesson study. And so today we're going to do lesson 6 of the book you've been studying, and our topic is the mystery of the gospel. So basically we're going to talk about this hidden thing in the gospel that it wasn't revealed in those days of the past, but now it has been revealed to Paul in the book of Ephesians. So we're going to focus our study in the book of Ephesians chapter 3. And so Paul is beginning it so well in chapter 1, telling us that is the prisoner of Jesus Christ on the behalf of the Gentiles. Basically, when you read in the Acts chapter 20, in the book of Acts chapter 21, when you read it in context, you'll find out when Paul was captured, and basically he was captured because he was preaching the good news to the Gentiles. And so that is why Paul is identifying himself as a prisoner of Christ. He was in prison because of the sake of Christ and on the behalf of the apostles. And so when you continue down in the book of Ephesians, you'll find the long hidden mystery of the gospel that Paul is identifying to us. Basically, the mystery is about the Gentiles being partakers of the gospel of Christ. You know, those days, those early days, the Gentiles were not like they couldn't interact with the Jews. But now Paul is telling us that through Christ, through the grace that Christ is giving everyone, every tribe, every language, that even the Gentiles are able to partake in the same gospel of Christ, and they are called hearers of the same. And so we are being told that the church has been given as the medium, as the media to reveal God's wisdom, in all parts of the world. And when you continue reading the book, the chapter 3, you find Paul identifying himself as the least of the apostles, and basically this tells us about Paul getting into a self-surrender. You see, when you read in the book that we've been told, Steps to Christ, in page 64, you find that Sister White is telling us that the more we get to Christ, the more we identify our need. The more we get to know Christ, the more we identify that we are not worthy by ourselves, and the only thing that can make us perfect is only the power of Christ. And so as we are finishing this study in verse 20 and 21 of chapter 3 of Ephesians, it tells us that now to Christ, who is able to provide for us immeasurably more than we can imagine, friends, more than we can imagine or ask of. So this tells us that Christ is indeed able to provide for us everything that we can, that sometimes you can't even imagine of. And the reason why Christ is not you feel like Christ is not giving you much in your life is because maybe you're asking with so much little faith. And so, friend, that was all about the mystery of the gospel, that it is true that the gospel is now the Gentiles are also now partakers of the same gospel of Christ. And I will leave you with that, and you may ponder on that as you read more on Ephesians chapter 3. And so that is all about the mystery of the gospel, and I would love to see you again in our lesson 7 study. Have a nice day.